Frederick Valentich, a 20-year-old young pilot, had recently started his flying career. He had big dreams, to fly freely in the skies of Australia, to disappear into the clouds. But one day, he was about to take the flight of a lifetime. He had planned a short flight from Melbourne to King Island, located about 185 kilometers away. It was evening. Valentich prepared his Cessna 182 model aircraft and got ready for takeoff. The sky, deep blue like the Mediterranean, seemed to have swallowed everything. However, no one could have predicted that what awaited him and his flight would not be an ordinary journey. Valentich took off. At first, everything seemed normal, but something strange started to happen early on in the flight. At 19:06, Valentich made his first communication with Melbourne Air Traffic Control. Melbourne, this is Valentich. I am currently at 4,500 feet and heading towards King Island. There was an unusual nervousness in his voice. When the air traffic controller began asking if there were any potential dangers in his flight path, the young pilot said he had started to see something odd. I think something is following me. It's much bigger than any aircraft. It's not like anything I've ever seen. The controller's voice grew more cautious. Could this be another aircraft? What speed are you flying at? Valentich responded, No, it's much faster. It's huge, much too fast to compare to any plane. At 1912, Valentich's voice became more alarmed. It's moving so fast. It's flying parallel to me. I saw a light. It's so bright. It's coming beneath me. At this point, Valentich's communications with the air traffic controller became increasingly bizarre. The controller asked, Let's check if this is another aircraft. Valentich responded, I don't know, but I'm flying faster than anything else, and this thing is moving at the same speed. For a moment, Valentich seemed to be evaluating whether anyone else was on board his aircraft, but he offered no clear explanation before falling silent. And then, something happened. At 1914, Valentich made his last communication with Melbourne Air Traffic Control. It's landing near me. It's turning above me so fast. Then, there was a brief silence. After a moment, his voice echoed one final, almost screaming sentence. It's impossible. And just like that, the radio connection cut off. Valentich disappeared, never to return. When air traffic controllers realized Valentich had disappeared, they immediately began a search and rescue operation. Despite several days of intense searching, no trace of the pilot or his aircraft was found. The search efforts, including fishermen and civilian aircraft, turned up nothing. Valentich had vanished. Teams scoured the sea along his flight path, but no aircraft parts, bodies, or any other signs of the plane were discovered. Weeks passed, but only a few odd lights and Valentich's final radio communications remained. Frederick Valentich's disappearance carried an air of mystery. No collision evidence, nor any physical trace of his disappearance was found. But there was something else. That night, several witnesses reported seeing strange lights in the sky. These lights seemed to coincide with Valentich's description of the strange objects he had seen. Many investigators believed that Valentich had encountered a UFO that night. There were numerous reports of UFO sightings on the same evening, and some theorists speculated that these lights might have been the same objects Valentich had been following. Before Valentich's disappearance, numerous UFO sightings had already been reported in the days leading up to the incident. Several reports indicated that mysterious lights were moving through the sky, with some witnesses describing them as unknown flying objects. On that night, perhaps those lights were not just images, but something far more complex. Perhaps an unknown entity had targeted Valentich. Out on the open sea, the sky has always been a place of mystery. Yet, could the disappearance of Valentich be explained by something far stranger? Was it UFOs, military experiments, or ghost planes? The theories were endless, but one thing was clear. Valentich was gone, and his disappearance left many unresolved questions. Today, many years later, Frederick Valentich's disappearance still remains unsolved. Many theories and stories exist, but none provide a definitive solution. Was it fact or fiction. The sky still holds its secrets. But one thing is certain. Valentich disappeared and left behind a mystery that continues to intrigue people. Many believe that behind the disappearance was not just a strange accident, but a terrifying story. An unconscious fear, a chilling tale. Perhaps sometimes, the mystery of what we lose is even more terrifying than the reality of it. Years have passed since Frederick Valentich disappeared, but his story continues to haunt the minds of those who seek the truth. Some speculate about UFOs, some about military experiments, others about ghostly phenomena. Yet, the ultimate truth remains locked in the sky, only further tantalizing the human imagination. Maybe, one day, as another flight takes off, the sky will finally reveal its secrets,